You want to learn some Favonia's blade work? Alright then, I'll teach you. Oh yes, I'll teach you alright. Mark my words.
I shall protect the lady of the clan. I shall protect the lady of the clan.
Aristocratic etiquette is all just for show. Just smile
Hey,
and
what's
nod
up?
along.
Starting a second here.
I was forced to learn all of the rules by heart, but even I don't take them that seriously.
Okay. How's everybody doing? Hopefully dope. New year? My first stream of the year, I think? Pretty sure. Almost positive. Let me pull up chat. Good night. Get it right, Ariel. Okay, that's right. Some people are ahead. Your controller broke? Oh no. I've gone through like 3 controllers on my PS5, I think. The controller drift is pretty bad. It's pretty common on all controllers, though I just feel like I've had pretty bad luck on PlayStation 5 so far. Happy New Year, Anthony. You got Goro, what's up? Do you have Ito? But you do not need Ito for Goro. In fact, we'll use my intended team is Yoimiya, and then I would throw in Yunjin here, where Zhongli is. So if we swapped out him for, let's just throw in Fischl for now.
Fate lie in my hands.
This is the team I plan on using for Yoimiya. So I might swap out Albedo for Yunjin and leave Fischl, or I might swap out Fischl and put in Yunjin. It'll just depend on what, what the encounter is. But I actually plan on using a 3-Geo team with Yoimiya. My Goro is C6. So the idea here is Goro is roll compression for healer. His C4 will heal enough because we're also going to be buffing defense. We have stagger resistance, right? We have then the 3 stacks of crit damage for Albedo and Yunjin. So you would probably... So if you think about... So Zane is asking if you would throw Goro with Archaic. So the buff on Archaic Petra lasts 10 seconds, okay? Which is not a lot of time. And then you immediately want to go from Yunjin, which is a 12-second buff, I think. I think Yunjin's buff lasts 12 seconds. So what you'd actually want to do, because I considered this, and I farmed a set of Archaic Petra for Yunjin, but I decided to go against it for 2 reasons. So what you'd want to do is actually Goro, and then Yunjin. Here, use Yunjin's skill and burst, and then go directly to Yoimiya. So you'd actually want Archaic Petra on Yunjin. Now, because Archaic Petra buff doesn't snap on Yoimiya, you'll have about 8 seconds of uptime on it, which is good, but instead of doing that, because the problem is, like, let's say I want to swap out Albedo, right? If I want to swap out Albedo and put in Yunjin here, let's say I started my rotation with Fischl, my shards now are going to be Electro, not Pyro. So that locks Yoimiya into a mono Pyro team, right? And then not only that, you also have to assume that like the enemy doesn't have an element on them, right? And again, like the buff only lasts 10 seconds. So again, even if I wanted to use Archaic Petra to buff Fischl, I'd have to use Fischl's Oz, go to Yunjin or Goro, proc the Archaic Petra, swap back to Fischl to snapshot it, already lost duration, then go to, you know what I mean? Like, so I've decided that Archaic Petra is too niche and too kind of finicky, and instead just getting a buff on the Husk is going to buff her damage anyway, right? Because the defense goes up. So more defense and Geo bonus is just more damage bonus for Yunjin for Yoimiya anyway, right? With no conditions whatsoever. Now Archaic Petra would be fun in co-op or something where you can kind of continuously keep on picking up shards and stuff, but I'm finding that Archaic Petra is not worth the trouble. Even though, right, if you did a like a Bennett, Yunjin, Yoimiya, Kazuha team, you could get the most out of it by using what you would do is use Bennett's skill, apply Pyro, Yunjin, get the Archaic Petra, boom, go to Yoimiya. Now you would actually have a bigger buff on Yoimiya, but that is a lot of setting up and locks her into a really specific team. So for me, that's not worth it. But it could be for you. Yeah, also the resin efficiency of doing so depends on, like, do you have a healer who could use the Kokomi set? In which case, the Husk set is going to be better than farming that retracing bolide domain, right? So, like, think about that too. I already had pieces from the Husk set, so for me, it was just better to just do that. So some things to consider. I just think Archaic Petra it's too much. It's too much setup and too much like conditions for the buff that you get. Essentially, is the sum of it. What is this done according to? Vulnerable to pyro damage, bro. Well, that's all right. We'll show the versatility of this team. So the idea also would be that I could swap out Yoimiya, and again, imagine Fischl is Yunjin. Imagine I could swap out Fischl for Yunjin there, just single target damage buff or whatever. So I also could just throw in like Kokomi.
Victory will be ours.
Right, and then the Yunjin normal buffs will be good for Kokomi also. You know what I mean? And I might put Freedom Soren on Albedo. Albedo would lose damage, and in an AoE setting it would be worse, probably. But buffing Yoimiya damage would be a buff to Yunjin's buff too, right? And then also Goro minimizes the amount of loss on Albedo. No, that's okay. I started actually keeping it late myself.
As you wish.
Covenants of the Deep.
Yeah, Yunjin's buff it's actually really similar to... Dude, this is the most annoying enemy in the game.
Pull in! Rally! Feel this ancient power.
So it's really similar to the Cinnabar Spindle. If you have this, you'll see that it has the 80% defense on the elemental skill damage. So that's just a flat bonus. My Kokomi has 40,000. Here's my Kokomi build. HP Hydro Healing. 160 ER. Hot milk cereal. Like, not oatmeal, but like cornflakes with hot milk. Why is that so weird to me? That just... I mean, when you think about it, it's like, okay, fine. But man, I'm imagining like hot Cheerios and hot Fruity Pebbles. Like, doesn't just get soggy faster?
Going out into the world and investigating.
So if I needed Hydro, right, again, you also could throw in Child, especially if your child is using like Rust. or Thundering Pulse.
Need to end a few
Again,
enemies?
official is Yunjin, right?
Need to end a few
Again,
enemies?
official is Yunjin, right? Official is Yunjin. This team also works there, right? To get normal attack damage
Are you going to
dealers.
hold a festival?
So, Triple Geo team with Yunjin. The archaic buff, it's multiplied. All these damage buffs are additive, right? So, archaic buff is, I think, 35%. Is that right? 35% damage bonus. So again, you're not just going to take whatever Yoimiya does and multiply it by 35%. It's the same as adding another 35% damage bonus on top of like the 46% of the pyro damage bonus. But it's also additive with, see the Shimenawa 50% bonus and the normal attack bonus here. So you see, like, let's say I have 3 stacks here, so 40% plus 90% plus the pyro damage bonus. All of that damage bonus is like what, like 150%? Now you're just adding 35% on top of it, right? So it's like 10% gain. It's not like 35%. It's like all of those damage bonuses are additive. Now that's not what Yunjin's is, but all of those bonuses are multiplied by Yunjin's, but it's not taking it all and multiplying by 30, you know what I mean? 35%. All of the bonus damage is additive. Now it is additive on top of Yunjin's buff. Is like I'm gonna say stacks, not buff, because I think buff kind of implies it's like increasing Yoimiya's stats in some way, but it's not really doing that, right? Like, Yoimiya's stat page won't change, she'll just do more damage. Do you have to use Shinha for cryo bonus for party members? Or can you use her hold attack and the thing? You can't remember. I'm not sure I understand. Can you rephrase that question? No. So Yoimiya's multiplier is actually fairly unique. It's so let me go to it. Hang on. So what is this one? Okay, electro damage. Of course, it's electro. Sorry, I put in Xingqiu here. So let me show. If you don't have Yoimiya, her skill is 155% at level 8. So this is not the same kind of damage bonus like Shimenawa, Thundering Pulse, Pyro Goblets, and Archaic, right? This is a separate kind of multiplier. The only other kinds of multipliers like this are Xingqiu's C4. So if you look at Xingqiu's C4, his this is the same as saying like 150% times or whatever. I think Aloy has the same, only hers are lower than Yoimiya's. I think Aloy's is worded differently, but it's the same. So what happens with Yoimiya is, like, let's say Yoimiya does 1,000 damage with an attack. Her E will apply the pyro bonus and stuff, but it'll also multiply that damage by 1.55. Now, I have already personally tested this out with Xingqiu myself. I've done it, and I've also seen people talk about it. I've heard people say different things. I heard Sekapuku say that Yunjin's stacks would be multiplied by Yoimiya's E. That is not likely to be true. So what I did was put on Cinnabar Spindle onto Xingqiu. His first hit on his skill gets the buff because of the cooldown. The second one doesn't. So when you do the math, there's an exactly 1.5 time damage increase for every hit with his burst or without his burst. With his burst is at 1.5, except for with Cinnabar Spindle's first hit, it's lower because the buff from Cinnabar Spindle, the like bonus damage from Cinnabar Spindle, does not get multiplied by Xingqiu's C4. And so assuming his C4, which is one of the rare multiplicative bonuses, is the same as Yoimiya's, then Yunjin's bonus damage will happen after. Now it's still going to be good for Yoimiya. Pyro damage bonus, crit damage bonus, normal damage bonus, all will benefit Yunjin's damage on Yoimiya's normal attacks. But Yoimiya's E will not increase the bonus damage from Yunjin. Does that make sense? I know it's like a lot. And it is also still possible. It's different. Let me see. So, you're on controller, right? You turn the elemental attack with the ghost spirit, so not her ultimate. You hold it down to boost normal charged plunge attacks. Could you use her for Xiao? So the problem with Xiao is that he's not going to use many of the quills. The bonus damage on normal and plunge attacks, it's like 15%, and it's just not that much.
Fireworks are for...
It's not worth using Shenhe for that. You want to use someone who can use the quills. Now you could try to do something funky with like Chongyun and Xiao and maybe do some normal attacks. I don't. Well, actually, are his normal attacks infused during his burst too? I don't have Xiao, but like you're generally speaking not gonna benefit if you're just using Shenhe for the like percentage buffs. Shenhe's going to thrive in a team where the teammates are all doing cryo. Now, other Animo characters can use the quills. If you use Venti or Kazuha or Sucrose and they infuse cryo, they can get quills, but Xiao can't. Again, unless you're doing some funky stuff with Chongyun, which is, you know, different. Oh, I should have taken off Visual. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy.
Advantage! Witness my great undertaking! Live!
I forgot he was immune to electric. I should have put on like Shinchi or something. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people be wrong about Shenhe and Yunjin's quills. Like one of the more common things I've seen about Shenhe is that people will like say something along the lines of like the quills will go so fast with Ayaka, right? Or you're just going to use all the quills really quickly. How do you like make the quills last longer? That is not how you should be thinking about Shenhe and Yunjin. You should be thinking about how do I use the most quills or stacks of Yunjin possible, right? It's a good thing if Ayaka uses all 5 of the quills in half a second. That's good. Right? Like, that's actually a good thing. That's not bad. Right? What would be worse would be losing quills because you were going too slow using them. Do you know what I mean? It's not like a Bennett buff where you're trying to make a most out of a set period of time. You know, like it's not like that. You can't get more uses out of it. It's either you use them or you don't use them. Unless you're melting, right? Like, if you're using Rosaria, then spacing it out so you can apply Pyro and melt every hit of Rosaria, then sure, okay. But, like, as far as just using the quills go, you want them to go fast. Why do I keep getting involved? Why are they doing this to me? What? Why? Why is it? That's 2 out of 3 immune to Pyro. What the fuck? Come on, man. What a pain. What a pain.
Take heart.
Xiao, yeah. Xiao might have his day in the future, but his day I don't think is coming with Yunjin and Shenhe. So it depends on how you want to play. You could do a freeze team with Shenhe, you could do just a pure cryo team, you could do a melt team with Shenhe. There's actually a lot of options and they're all pretty good. So it depends, like what kind of team are you interested in running?
Midnight Phantasma.
Resin rebuild. Turret
One thing I'll say is like a lot of people think that like Eula won't be good with Shenhe. Eula actually will be fine with Shenhe. I'm not saying that's the peak Shenhe team, but it will be like probably a side grade to a like C0 Raiden as just the support battery for Eula. That team damage will be ultimately pretty similar as a side grade, I'd say. But obvious example, like, so teams like Ganyu and Ayaka are good, but not actually the biggest gains. Like, I think the biggest gainers will be like Melt Rosaria, Changyun. Like, those would be really good teams. But again, you can, of course, use Ayaka. I'm just saying that, like, the way I think of Shenhe is I think Shenhe will diversify cryo teams, meaning more cryo damage dealers will be viable. But I don't think she's going to up the damage ceiling of your top tier Ayaka and Ganyu teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think like the Ayaka Ganyu teams that do the most damage now might do a little bit more with Shenhe, might do a little bit less. But other cryo damage dealing teams will be actually viable now. Like, that makes sense. Like, I think of Shenhe and Yunjin as like diversifying within the meta rather than increasing the damage cap of the meta. You know what I'm saying? The less damage a character does, the more they're buffed by Shenhe and Yunjin.
Will of every creature.
Right? So the more damage your Ayaka does, the less useful Shenhe is. Does that make sense? Like, Aloy probably get a big buff if you happen to use Aloy, if you like her. But of course, like, you know, right? Like, you have Ayaka with like 300 crit damage, like, that's gonna be really good for Shenhe.
There's still documents that need to be seen by the commissioner.
Well, so, Zane, you gotta think a little bit more holistically there. You want at least 2 cryo, for sure. But you could run 2 cryo. So, like, a team that would work possibly would be like Changyun, Amber, Bennett, or something. 2 cryo, melting, also good, right? You could also do 3 cryo and a hydro. And if all of your cryo hits are 4-piece blizzard stacked with crit damage because of that freeze buff on 4-piece blizzard, it could be worth it to give up quills for freeze, right? Also, your Animo, right, can trigger quills. So there's times where you don't necessarily need a four-party team, right? If all of your quills are melting, right, a Melt Rosaria team doesn't need 4 cryo, and it will do more damage because you're doing 1.5 damage on Rosaria every hit of her burst because there's no ICD on it. So there's times where it makes sense to sacrifice cryo and get fewer quills. I'm most excited for a shotgun Diona. I'm going to pop some crit damage on Diona. I'm going to do crit damage Diona, maybe pop on a damage dealing bow on her. Maybe Stringless would be good. Get that damage bonus which will apply to the quills. 5 quills, 1 hold skill of Diona. Diona will be a shotgun. It is going to be so... It's going to be my favorite thing, and I know it already. I know that, like, shotgun Diona will be, like, my new favorite toy after I get Shenhe. It's like a fact. I know it. I know that it's true. I don't need any, like, I don't need to test it. I don't need any theory crafting to know that seeing Diona put up gigantic skill damage is going to be just very satisfying, I think. The more I think people look into Shenhe, like, the more people know about Shenhe, the less they think she's going to be bad, and the less they know about her, the worse they think she's going to be. This is like kind of Kokomi all over again a little bit, where I think Kokomi has found her place, and I think the surface level was like, well, she can't crit, so therefore she's bad, but it's like, what is more? Like, right, what's more, a 10,000 non-crit or an 8,000 crit? Like, the fact that it crits is not relevant to anything. My Kokomi does 10,000 damage autos. She does more damage than my child's autos crit for. It doesn't matter that she doesn't crit, right? Like, people look and latch on to the wrong thing, and then it just becomes a meme and people repeat it to think that they know, but it's, like, really dumb and annoying. Like, Shen has a lot of really creative comps that can use her. Now, Melt Ganyu probably gets a slight benefit from Shenhe, but, like, Melt Ganyu also is, like, pretty much set on Ganyu, Zhongli, Shangling, Bennett is like you don't need Shenhe in there. Do you know what I'm saying? So it depends. It depends. I think she's gonna be a lot of fun though. Alright, let me pop back on. You ain't me yet.
More companions! Hooray!
Yeah. So Shenhe with Chi-Chi for sure. What you'd want to probably run is Shenhe, Chi-Chi, Chongyun, and use Cryo Chi-Chi, not physical Chi-Chi. And you could use main DPS Chi-Chi. And again, Chi-Chi attacks fast. Actually, Chi-Chi normal attacking with Chongyun, with Shenhe and Chong. That's what I was saying, like, she's more of an equalizer than, like, buffing Ganyu and Ayaka to new heights. Chi-Chi, Cryo Chi-Chi is going to get a very big buff from Shenhe.
If we've got
So I would
nothing
run
else to do, why don't I
Chongyun,
tell you a
Shenhe, Chi-Chi, and then Flex Spot could be a Hydro if you want to run a freeze team and run 4-piece Blizzard. That works. An Animo to help you group up. That works. Really. Does seem likely a rated reround's coming. Raiden, Kazuha, yay. Seems that's the rumors murmuring about. Nothing's leaked, so I mean, don't trust anyone who says like that's definitely going to be the banners. It's not. That's not like set in stone. Like literally nobody. Probably MiHoYo doesn't even know yet what they're going to run in 2.5 for sure. For sure. So. Really do strongly recommend play if you especially play on mobile. You don't need to use Chongyun, but it's going to be hard for Chi-Chi to use all the quills. She just doesn't hit enough cryo without Chongyun. So I would recommend using Chongyun. If you're trying to main DPS Chi-Chi with Shenhe, I would probably recommend using Chongyun. But you could do, like, if you're using AoE, right, like, Chi-Chi's burst can hit multiple enemies, which can use all the quills too. So what I would recommend for Chongyun is just you don't have to build him well. Now you can build Chongyun, as much as you want, but what I would do is just Sacrificial Greatsword Chongyun for more particles, right? More uptime on the Cryo Infusion. Doesn't need to be level 90. You can just slap on a low level Sacrificial Greatsword, the high refined if you can. And then like you can do 4-piece Noblesse Chongyun and make him like a support. Because what you're really trying to do here is just use him to make Chi-Chi Cryo, so that she can benefit from the Shenhe quills. So you don't need to build him fully. If I use Chongyun, like my Chongyun is only level 47. If I run like Cryo Gene or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like Chongyun is just there to make her hit Cryo. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't need to. At some point you can. Now his burst does decent damage and stuff, and you could do a melt like Chongyun or whatever. But like, you know, you don't need to build him very well to use him for that role.
By royal decree.
Let me try. Rally! Moments of birth.
Here comes the fireworks.
Look at the heals though, right? Pretty sturdy team. A lot of defense on it. Like I said, Chi-Chi will be good for Shenhe if you can make Chi-Chi infused. If you infuse Chi-Chi with cryo, she'll be good. It's just like if you're relying on Chi-Chi's cryo hits, like the skill ticks like what? Is it once every 2 seconds or something? If you're not familiar with like Chong Yun, all you do is you just drop his skill and then she'll be cryo, right?
My demon expelling mantra is ready.
I'm here.
I mean, you just drop his skill down, and now she's cryo.
Like,
She's not physical anymore. She's cryo. See the air is white. And then you leave it lingers for 2 seconds, and now it's physical again, right? Every time now she hits will be cryo, right? So here's physical.
Let's get down to business.
So you drop his skill down, and now she's hitting cryo. This would let you use again. It lets you freeze for one. Lets you use Shenhe's quills on her normal attacks, and you can buff her with like Viridescent Venerer, right? Yeah, she heals plenty. You won't need to run it. You don't need to focus on her heals at all. You would run her 4-piece Blizzard with a cryo damage cup, crit damage on the circlet most likely. You get a lot of crit by having all the cryo and the resonance and 4-piece Blizzard. Even if you're not freezing, you'd still be getting like 35% crit, right? Blizzard trigger set plus cryo resonance. So even if you aren't running freeze, let's say you run Shenhe, Chong Yun, Chi-Chi, and Kazuha, which would be a great team. You wouldn't get the 20% from freeze, but you would get 15% from cryo resonance, and you would get 20% from 4-piece Blizzard, right? 35% crit to start your build with for free. Like 35% crit is huge, so you'd run 4-piece Blizzard Chi-Chi. You get this crit damage sword from the store. I think you have to get it like right now though. I think isn't it in the shop right now?
more companions! Hooray!
Behold.
If you have the resources to do so, and you don't have the Black Cliff Longsword, the crit damage would be a good option. If you don't have like a 5-star option, the crit damage from this will help you balance your stats for a freeze comp or a cryo team, where you're getting all this crit from 4-piece Blizzard and cryo resonance, and you can even add Rosaria to it. Now, if you do that, you're going to need a lot of crit damage to balance it out, and this is one of your only options for like low spenders free to play. And you have not a lot of time to get it. Right? Or is it just reset and it's in there now? Did this just reset? No, maybe you got time, I guess. No, it already reset. Never mind, I'm stupid. You got time. But like, get it now before it resets again. Is it good on who? Chi-Chi? I don't think it's great on Chi-Chi. I'd rather use like Favonius on Chi-Chi, or Aquila Favonia, or even Sacrificial. Again, if I'm doing like main DPS Cryo Chi-Chi, I would put Black Cliff on her and run her freeze. With Shenhe, at least. If I were running physical Chi-Chi, I'd run like Aquila Favonia or Prototype Rancor. Yeah. Cryo, I would try to get Black Cliff. Otherwise, I would get Sacrificial if she's off field. Kill of Ammonia or Prototype Rancor if she's physical. I don't know what time. It's like, isn't it? It's like 2 p.m. my time, I think, tomorrow? Or 1 p.m.? The time zone changes. I can never remember. Well, like, daylight savings and shit. Like, I don't even know. I don't know. I guess it has something to do with like 20 hours from now. Right? I guess doesn't this run out like right around the same time? So Black Sword, yeah, but if you're the problem with the problem with Black Sword on a freeze team, it's easy to get crit rate on a freeze team. So what you want is crit damage on a freeze team. But you're right, if you're able to get a bunch of crit damage on your stats, then all you have is like the crit from Black Sword. Like that's fine. It's just it's easier to balance by getting crit damage than crit rate if you're running a freeze team or a cryo team with Chi-Chi. If it were me running Chi-Chi on field, Chip, are you asking on field? I would run physical DPS Chi-Chi. I'd run 2-piece Pale Flame, 2-piece Bloodstained Chivalry, or like 2-piece Gladiator if you have that, whatever. I would use the Maiden, or not the Maiden, the Clam set if she's off field. If she's on field, I would go for physical damage. I'd go with the physical damage bonus weapon and the sets for damage. The Clam is good though if she's off field. She can just burst or like apply her talisman or whatever, use the Clam that way. But if she's going to be on field DPS, I'd just go full physical DPS build.
Are for now, but friends are forever.
Yeah, Prototype Rancor. You can craft Prototype Rancor. I think you get a sword billet from the tree, don't you? And we can max this out next patch. Let me see what billets are there here. I mean, you get one for free, I think, in the game, so you should have one. Hey, everyone will get Chi-Chi, don't worry. If we didn't get one yet, I think we... Did we get one yet? Claymore? We already got one? I don't know if we're gonna get another one. I mean, if that works. Chi-Chi clam set, yeah. Again, if you have Chi-Chi off field, clam set. If you have her on field, go physical damage. I didn't see what the new ones were. I couldn't remember if we had gotten it yet or if it was still upcoming. And so I was just checking to see if we had already gotten it. I do assume it is one billet. I didn't know if we had already gotten it. The last levels of it will come next patch. Yeah, sometime will happen. You will get Chi-Chi eventually. It'll happen. Alright, let me knock these things out before I forget. I gotta say, I'm actually equally excited for both new characters, which is pretty rare. It's actually interesting. I wasn't actually excited for Sarah. But then I actually ended up loving Sarah, so that was my own dumb fault. But I actually am excited for both new characters quite a bit. Like, I'm like torn on where to spend my resources first on them.
Sure! Coming to be...
Don't know who's better? The reason why I like Diona more is because of the energy generation. Chi-Chi's energy generation is very non-existent, really. At C1, she gets a little bit of energy, but it's a downside to the team when she's not generating energy, right? Like, the problem isn't her heals. It's that, like, if you throw her on a Eula team instead of Diona, it's not a swap that you can make freely. Because Diona is contributing to regenerating Eula's burst. Chi-Chi isn't. Right? So unless you're using Favonia's sword and then funneling back to Eula or whatever, Chi-Chi is going to make it harder for your cryo to burst. So, something to think about. Wow, they're really going to make me go all the way out here, huh? It can be a little more manageable if your Chi-Chi's on the team with Raiden, it's okay. I don't think you need Zhongli in that team. If you're using Chi-Chi, Eula, Raiden, I would swap out Zhongli and put in Rosaria. For more energy and more damage, right? Like you're not gonna die if your healer is Chi-Chi. You're not gonna die, right? Eula and Raiden both have stagger resistance. They don't need the shield if you're using Chi-Chi. You're gonna get the energy from Raiden, but you need more than that. If you're using Zhongli, he's not providing very much energy. So if I were using Chi-Chi as the healer, I would do Eula, Raiden, Chi-Chi, Rosaria. Huh? God, this game is like it is saying to me, you cannot use your Yoimiya team. You have to use either right. This is, keep getting pyro resistance.
The wind knows me.
I probably will. Kaching was my first 5-star character. I kind of feel loyal, and it's funny. They got my first 5-star and my main. They're selling it to me. I'm undecided. I do think her skin looks pretty good, but they are steeply priced for what they are. I would say, right? Maybe be mindful of that. They are fairly steeply priced. Right? Yeah, these commissions are just you have to use anima. Okay, bro. Okay. Somebody said this is C6 Diana or Chi-Chi on Sucrose, Beidou, Xingqiu team. If you find that you need do you need a healer on that team? Because I would put Fischl on that team and rely on Beidou and Xingqiu for protection.
Time to move on. We shouldn't stay here.
But if I had to pick between them, Diona. If I had to pick between Diona or Chi-Chi, I would pick Diona on that team. Again, just because more energy. Yeah. I mean, honestly, Chip, I would pick instead of Diona or Chi-Chi on that team, Chip, I would use Thrilling Tales on Barbara over Diona or Chi-Chi on that team. Throw Thrilling Tales on Barbara, snapshot it onto Beidou, is what I would do instead of Chi-Chi or Diana on that team. Buffing Beidou will be a huge gain. Oh, did I miss that as your birthday? Happy birthday. I didn't see that. Yeah, snapshot Beidou with Thrilling Tales. Use Barbara. Barbara doesn't need to be super built. She heals a lot. A level 40 Barbara. You're also, bear in mind, you're using Xingqiu on that team. Xingqiu generates a ton of Hydro energy. Xingqiu will make sure your Barbara heal is always charged up, basically. Zane, what I would do is 100% buff her normal attacks and try to get her off of her charge attacks. The problem with the thing, now she doesn't do great damage, but that's not the real problem with her kit.
bunny.
Because you don't need to use the highest damage character. The problem with King is that her stamina usage on her charge attack. Fake name I don't know on Twitch. Because I don't have any followers on Twitch, man. I have like 7 people follow me on Twitch. I don't know, I just started on YouTube, so here I am on YouTube. I have a Twitch. I tried it. I mean, I might try to fuck around on it a little bit more, but it's just like it's a hassle to try to get people onto Twitch when I have people on YouTube, right? So someday maybe. But so the problem with Kaching, her charge attacks do 2 things. Let me throw her on. There's 2 reasons why her charge attack is a problem.
Let's finish this quick.
So let me find an enemy. If I can find a hill troll. I'm not usually on the Kaching Mains Discord. I'm not super active in either of them anymore. I was active in the Raiden one when she came out. I'm mostly in the Shenhe mains right now on Discord. I'm also in my own Discord. So either in my own Discord or the Shenhe mains is where I've been doing most of my theory crafting. I'm also in the Yunjin one, doing a little bit there. It's not as active as the Shenhe one. Why were you banned from the Yay Miko one? I do think that is true, that Yunjin is going to be good for Kaching. Again, okay, so here's an enemy here, right? See this? See what's happening here? 2 things are happening here, right? They're getting sent that way extremely hard. Her knockback is extremely hard. Not only that, she's moving backwards, right? She's flinging them that way and moving the other way. And Kaching's charge attacks use 25 stamina instead of 20. Unlike any other sword user's charge attacks, hers are high DPS, but they are high stamina compared to any other charge attack user. Right? So she also then has to sprint forward to catch up to the enemy she just knocked back. So her charge attack being her high DPS option is unviable in my opinion. It's just not. It's terrible to use, even if you can buff the damage on it. So instead, you want to, I think, focus on the fact that she attacks pretty quickly, and buff her normal attacks so she can get off her charge attacks. And in times when her charge attack is viable, like let's say an unmovable boss or whatever, then you can use it. But like this is not. That is terrible. That's awful to use. It's just awful to use. It's awful to use, and I think that's like not. That's not gonna work. It's just too much. You can try to buff her burst damage, but her burst the problem with her burst is like the cooldown on it is too short, which is great. It actually increases the DPS, but a 12-second cooldown on it, right? Means you need a team full of other characters who can sync up with a 12-second cooldown. And that just actually is weird to do. There's just actually not very many characters that can keep up on a rotation with Kaching. So, if you want to use the main carry Kaching, I think they just need to buff for normals. And again, I think Yunjin can do it. I haven't done the math to see, like, even if all it did was make her normals as good, even if it is as good as her charge attacks with Yunjin, that's already a gain. And you also have to factor in that a lot of the buffs Kaching would get, like Kazuha or C6 Sarah, also go to Raiden, and Raiden is already a better DPS than Kaching. And so Yunjin buffing normal attacks, which does help Kaching and doesn't help Raiden, is a step in the right direction, I think. Right? You don't want to buff Raiden anymore. I think Raiden already at C2-3 is already like the best DPS in my opinion. I don't think she needs any buffs. Oh, what's up, Shush? Here's my support. Amber. If you're not sure, like, why support Amber is really good, by the way. So I do 26,000 with Jean's skill. Right? Just tapping it, 26,000, right?
No one escapes my
Let me use Amber. Oh my god, no crit. No crit. Of course it's no crit. I should have assumed no crit.
Shiver.
Into the wind.
Go as one.
Amber is a good pyro applicator, sort of. So she's really good as a pyro applicator very quickly. You can also use her for sustained if you also add an animo in. So if you add in, like, you see how I have this team is set up so that I can melt Rosaria by applying pyro with Amber, infusing Kazuha with pyro, and then Rosaria can melt. Alternatively, I can do like apply pyro with Rosaria, and then I can melt Amber's bunnies. So it's kind of my like kind of hybrid melts team. Does that make sense? Like Amber has an insane pyro application. Let's go here. Actually, I'll show you. Like not even factoring in her bunnies. Like the bunnies also are strong pyro application. I think the bunnies. Let me see what the bunnies do here. On this shield here. Oops. So just the two bunnies alone almost take that out. Okay, so that's just the bunnies. Two bunnies almost take it out. Now let's do her burst.
No escape. I'll race you there.
Just one burst more than takes out the shield. I think it's just two bunnies in one charge shot, if you ever see one. Right? I actually don't know if this adds I don't know if this actually adds a pyro, actually, now that I think about it. I think it's got the same ICD, so it probably doesn't apply pyro again. Let me see, I think it's just one and two bunnies, though. Let me do the two bunnies in a charge shot and see if it's enough. So it's one bunny, two bunnies, and then one charge shot, probably? Yeah. So she will absolutely just demolish, like, let me go to like a mage, there's a mage over here I can show you on. So we're application for shield breaking, very good. In terms of pyro application for sustained melt, you're going to want to use an animo to infuse. Or something like that. Does that make sense? Or you can constantly keep shooting. So you could like drop, like let's say I drop Rosaria's burst. If I had dropped the bunnies down here, blew them up to apply pyro, I can keep shooting them to apply pyro. So I could use her on field to continually try to apply pyro. But what you really want to do is just apply pyro with your animo passively. Where's the... Oh, here we go.
Let it rain.
So that should like...
Never surrender.
Oh, he teleported, of course. This is like one of the most annoying parts of the game right here. This area in general is like absolute cancer.
Get him. Hey.
It's like they just put in every annoying enemy in the world. Did I kill the cryo one yet? Yeah, she died. I think she was in full health, though, unfortunately. There's the cryo, and here we go. I guess the shield's already half down, but yeah. You can see it. She takes out their shields really fast.
Clouds high. The birds come. The wind knows it.
You can't run!
The worst. What's up, boss? Yeah, there were. There was a big chest here, I think. Yeah. I'm sure they rewarded you for coming here the first time around.
Add Astra. Thank you for completing. Add
Tops over there
Astra.
being busy, playing Honkai. What do you do at higher levels? Well, we can show you. I can show you the abyss. There's like really the end game is like fucking around, doing whatever you want. But really like this is like the main end game content, and then there's like events. So there's no events I can show you now because it ended. The energy amplifier event ended. So events kind of come and go. Sometimes they're challenging, sometimes they're easy, filler things. Then there's always a spiral abyss that resets every 2 weeks. I don't understand how you're getting banned. What are you doing to get banned? Like, what are you what are you doing? You going in there and like posting porno? Like, how are you getting banned? How did they ban you if you didn't join it? I don't understand. I don't understand. What's going on? So here we could pop in. We'll do a mono geo team here because of obviously the buff from the thing, whatever. Albedo, homie. Goro. Just doing a quick kind of fun run here, and then it's gonna look really easy when I do this, probably. Yeah, so fake name. This will be like a. It will be harder when you do it, but this is like the end game content of the game, more or less.
Shined up.
Fallen leaves, adorn my nights, one with nature.
Then teamwork is quiver. Glory to the Shogun. Illusion shattered. Inazuma shines eternal.
I forgot to put Ito off field, so he gets the husk stacks. Oops!
Gather! Advance! Everyone! Live! Witness my great undertaking! It's showtime! Let's roll! Stabilize! Order guide you! Holy! Burst forth! Moments of birth!
Yeah, my Ito turned out pretty well. I wanted Goro. So there's rewards for doing this the first time, and then you can do it for fun. So there's like speed runs you can do if you're into that in the community, or like Yeah, I got C2 Goro, or sorry, I got C2 Ito because I wanted C4 Goro. That was what ended up happening for me. That's a lesson, folks. Don't try to snipe your 4-star unless you're ready to spend or you're prepared to get the 5-star in the banner. Sniping the 4-star, not easy to do. Very likely will fail. All right.
Shine down.
There's a buff here where you would want to use only electro damage, but I don't think it's necessarily worth playing around 100% of the time.
Strike. There is no escape. Torn to oblivion.
I said it was. This is a high investment. Like you would like. It would take you a while to get to the point where you're clearing this quickly if you're like free to play. Most people don't 36-star Abyss, and then the people who do clear it don't 36-star it. You know, like it's like for most new people, it's like you know.
Can't catch me. Gather. Charge! Rally! Coming to beat. Oni coming through. This is order. Pull in! Press it! Who wants some of this?
That would normally be harder. Does anybody have trouble on this floor? I don't know. A good chunk though. I'm not a hyper whale. I'm not like a mega whale. I don't have all these characters like fully conned out and have all the like, you know, like I don't have everything maxed out on my account. I'm not that level of whale. I do spend though. Okay.
Time to go. One with nature.
Quiver! No turning back! I'm going in!
The wind moves.
Oh my rotations here.
Shine down! Inazuma shines eternal!
Just need to kill these things. The worst enemy ever. Worst enemy ever. Please die.
Into the
There we go.
fallen leaves. Adorn my night. The winds move.
Adventure time! Teamwork is strike!
Ow, that overload.
There is no escape! Torn to oblivion!
Wow. Way out there, okay? Been for a while. Okay.
Stabilize. Order guide you. Charge! Live! Feel this ancient power. Rally! It's showtime! Let's roll! I see your power. I will have order.
That corrosion damage, no joke.
Press the advantage! Oh, coming through!
There is, in fact, multiplayer. So that's the end game stuff. There's more floors of that, but your goal is to clear that. I would say it takes, by the time your account, if you're like free to play, maybe someone, if you're free to play, how long did it take you to like 36-star Abyss? I want to say the average is probably like 6 months or some shit. 3 months, 6 months probably. You can co-op randomly. You can just join people's co-op, or you can like find bosses specifically and just join them. Right? Just match. Do a random boss fight here. Yeah, how long did that take you? Rah, 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 rah. Nana, nana, nana. How long did that take you? Like 2 months? Yeah, there is a Tower Defense minigame event that comes around. I'm sure you know that, Zane, but for fake name.
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Have you ever kept goldfish as pets? They're very cute.
Yeah, 6 months. That was my guess. 6 months. If you're just if you're just playing the game and you're just doing your thing and you're whatever, you could obviously you could research which characters and which teams and how you should structure it. Look up guides. If you do that, I'd say a few months free to play. You can tackle the end game stuff, right? But then, it does kind of change, right? Like a lot of people didn't have good healers built up, but now there's these enemies that you thought I was almost dead at the end of that one, right? Because they were eating my HP through my shields, right? So there's times where the meta at the end of the game changes, but it's not a competitive game. It's pretty casual. Free to play can do all the content. It's just I play it because it's fun, right? It's not competitive at all.
There is no atonement for 1,000 years of pain. Today, you witness your reckoning.
You haven't spent money started on day 3. I mean, having Zhongli would make your account easier to use.
I swear by my sword to go.
Fisher!
Oh no, everyone's gonna die.
Earth will not
Sorry.
Jacked.
They're all dead?
Oh, fizzled out.
You stand upon your tomb, though you know it not. Come, experience an eon of suffering.
Well, you can see when you join co-op and do bosses, people still really commonly die in content, so there's still some challenge for people to be had, I suppose. I'm trying to get this person's health back up. There we go, we got it. Can't believe that hit me. That's what some co-op is, or you can just run around the map and co-op too. It's pretty fun. It's not hard. The overworld stuff never really gets hard. I can say bye. The overworld does scale a little bit with like the number of people in co-op, but you can just run around. I was doing this yesterday. I was running around yesterday with a friend, and dumbass me, I found a conch shell, and I need to find the map piece. I hadn't done this part. I was literally running around the map. Found it, and I got 4 out of the 5. Does anybody know where they all are? I guess I could look it up, but I was having fun just running around looking for them. There's just like a lot of secrets. You just run around, get chests. In co-op, it's pretty fun. There's 3 in here?
One with nature.
Wait, hear me.
Yeah. I don't know, that's pretty much, I mean, what other, so, like, I don't know, any other general questions? I mean, it's a game, I don't know, like, did I miss anything? Like, what else do people do? The other thing, like, you do is you just try to beat your damage records and, like, try out different team comps. The fun of this game, I think, is, like, it's pretty fun to actually play it, and then just, like, swapping out your teams for different combinations and just having fun that way is... And then, like, there's the general progression of making your character stronger. It's like any other game like that, I'd say. You know, the gacha elements can be kind of cancerous for sure. If you're okay with, like, not feeling bad about not getting the characters you want, then just play free to play, and I think there's, like, a lot of fun to be had. What? I don't know what's going on. That guy's got some hella fireworks. What's up, dude? What's up, dude? I thought it was real slick because I came out this way and I was looking for conch shells, and I found one right on that thing right there, but it didn't have a map thing in it. Pretty pissed about that one. Pretty pissed. Is anybody like on the fence about pulling for Shenhe? That like I could convince you why she might be better than you think? I think she's gonna be good, but I'm not gonna try to make anyone pull for her. But I think the consensus is like Shenhe is bad and you shouldn't pull for her. So like just to counter that like narrative on that, I don't agree with that. I think she's gonna be good. I've also seen people say like Yunjin is more universal. But like a lot of characters don't really use normal attacks. I think people kind of forget that. Like she can work on any character, but like it's not really a game to not charge attack with Jean, for example, because her charge attack is so good. There's a lot of characters like that, where your team comps are either like quick swap or they are charge attack heavy or whatever, and you won't use normal attacks. In which case, Yunjin is the fact that like she's universally elementally universal doesn't mean she's like universal. No, Yunjin. Yunjin is only normal attacks. Shenhe is anything, but only cryo. Does that make sense? Only normal attacks on Yunjin. On Shenhe, it's anything that's cryo. And I actually think that's more universal than Yunjin's, actually, frankly. Again, I am someone who likes a quick swap team, in which case my Yunjin teams are actually really limited to Kokomi and Yoimiya. The only characters I'll use and gain benefit from Yunjin is Yoimiya, Kokomi, and again, if I want to, like, maybe try out a Kaching or something, sure, you could use, like, Fischl.
One with nature.
Shiver! Let it rain!
But for me, I don't think there's like as many teams for me as someone who uses like quick swap, and also like Raiden. When Raiden does use normal attacks, it's not normal attack damage, it's burst damage. Shenhe or Xiao, Xiao's weapon. Yeah, well, Xiao's weapon is pretty universally good. Although Xiao's weapon is not even the best weapon for Xiao, so like, like I think Xiao's best weapon is Staff of Homa. So something to consider. I don't think I would pull for Xiao just because you have his weapon. I'm like loosely looking for concept. If people want like really exciting gameplay and want to see something, let me know. I'm literally like looking for this like last map fragment and just want to shoot the shit. But if you want to see anything specific, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just looking to like chat about Shenhe teams and stuff. I've been talking a lot about Shenhe in the Shenhe mains theory crafting Discord. I'm really excited about it. Again, like I think there's a lot of very fun teams that are new. And I think that's like the thing you would pull her for is like new teams. Not necessarily like a great clear upgrade for existing teams.
You can't run.
What's up, dude? What you doing up here, bro? Their scaling though is interesting in that like you really want to be using them on single targets ideally, but that's also true with like other characters like Beto also have like inverse scaling where they do worse damage the more enemies there are. For Beto specifically, she peaks at 2 damage. Beto damage is really trash on single target, peaks at 2 and then declines per target after 2. We were just talking about Chi-Chi earlier. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Chi-Chi, Chongyun, Shenhe, put Chi-Chi in 4-piece Blizzard. Your 4th slot could be an Animo, another Cryo, or even Freeze. You could throw in Kokomi or Thrilling Tales Mona. Don't do Kokomi because you don't need the heals, but Thrilling Tales Mona for Freeze. Solid choice. Throw in an Animo, throw in Kazuha to buff and shred. Also a solid choice. Sucrose, solid choice. Venti would be not a great pick there because although they can trigger quills, Venti can trigger quills. Like Chi-Chi can't hit him. Can't hit enemies if they are floating in the burst. So Chi-Chi, Shenhe, Chongyun, and then the last slot I would throw in Mona or Kazuha or Sucrose with Thrilling Tales probably, but you could do whatever that other weapon is. Sacrificial Fragments. It'll help her energy, usage. You got options. But yeah, for sure. Chi-Chi, Chongyun, Shenhe, very, very good build. Like, that's a good team for Chi-Chi, right? And I think that's like the good thing about Shenhe is like she will be a good slot for the cryo user you want. If you're a Rosaria main, you want Shenhe. You know what I'm saying? If you're a Ganyu or Ayaka main, you probably want her, but like it's less important because they already do enough damage without her. I think she's just gonna make more cryo teams viable. For sure. Ningguang and Yunjin should be pretty good together. I'm assuming the AoE from Ningguang C1 will work. I know a lot of her damage comes from her charge attacks. But you can still do like normal attack 3 times and then charge attack. That's not the ideal rotation normally. Normally you get up close and do 1 normal and then charge attack with Ningguang, because you only need 1 Jade from normals to get free stamina. But with Yunjin, you might want to do like normal 3 and then charge attack. I think she can work really well, for for sure. And again, if you can clump up enemies, right? The AoE on our C1 is pretty small, but it should trigger. But also, my personal take on Ningguang is that like she's kind of fallen off. Yunjin might make her better. She's still a viable like burst DPS, obviously viable generally is a main carry, but I find her kind of clunky to use. Personally, my taste. So like, try her out, see if you like her before you spend a lot of resources on her. I just find her kind of like a little bit clunky to use. For me. Other Catalyst users came out and they just really make her feel a lot more, I don't know, just clunky, stiff, awkward animations. Like Kokomi is super smooth. Like Yanfei, super smooth to use. Ningguang and Klee I find very, very cumbersome to use. There is one question for me. I don't know if it would change anything because I think Fischl can't be on, or sorry, Oz can't be on field. But I am wondering if like her C1 damage from this will trigger Yunjin. I'm curious about that. That'll be one of the first things I try with Yunjin actually. But yeah, Fischl for sure. Fischl with Yunjin absolutely viable, for sure. Physical Fischl can for sure work with Yunjin. What's up, Brad? Yeah, I don't know if people have any thoughts on that. Like, this, I guess we could try to tell if it is it normal attack? We could try to test it. Should we try to test this? Are we in a theory crafting mood? Oh, we already have Fischl on the team. So one way we could test this out is if we can buff her normal, so we give her 4-piece Shimenawa. Let's give her 4-piece Shimenawa. Hang on. Doesn't really matter what her stats are. They're still pretty good. That's fine. Okay. So she's got 4-piece Shimenawa on. We're gonna go try something quick. Let me find some random little enemies to try this on. I need a weapon that does not have like a confusing proc on it. Let me just throw on something small. There we go, for the drip. Level 1 Mitternacht Waltz. Okay, so let's see what damage she does from her C1. I think Oz can't be on the field for C1 to trigger. Let's see. So she just needs 2 hits. 5 and then 2. The 2 is the C1 trigger when it crits. And now I'm gonna pop Oz on the field. And there's only 1. So C1, Oz can't be on the field. Oh, it's gonna be annoying with Shimona. How am I gonna do this? Hold up. Gotta do this a little bit differently here. Shimenawa's summoning Oz. Which is then making it so I can't trigger C1. Hold up! I'm trying to get like a normal damage bonus on her. Does that make sense what I'm trying to do here? What boosts normal damage? Oh, I'm stupid. I know how to do this. I'll use Freedom's Horn. Albedo.
I created...
Okay. Freedom Sword Albedo. Okay, let me see what the damage is now. Oh wait, we do want to change that. So it'll be confusing with the procs. I forgot about that, my bad. Here we go. 6 and 2? 6 and 242, okay. 242 is the number we're looking for here. So what we need to do is, we need to...
Burst forth.
There's one... Need to react. I need an element. Okay. It went up, right? Oh, there's attack too. Shit. Oh my god. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Because it also buffs attack. Attack damage by and then a 20% attack buff. Wait, what was it? Because we can compensate for another 20% attack buff. So annoying. Okay, hang on. Yeah, 242. Let's see what it is with Freedom Sword. What's up, Banana? Oh my god. I can't get a crit now! Come on! No! Well, this game makes it, like, so hard to, like, test stuff, because all of the fodder enemy that you can test on dies so quickly. And then, it's like, you put up it on a boss, and it, like... Maybe we can do it on a boss, though. Hang on, maybe we can do it. It'll just do very low damage, but actually that's fine. We just need to see the comparison. Okay, we just need to see the comparison. Hang on. Okay. Let's just see what it does here. C1. 42 crit? Is that 142? It's literally just 42 because of the shield. Okay. Alright, 42 crit. 42 crit. Okay, now we add in Albedo.
Burst forth.
Did I get it? Can't tell. Did that trigger Freedom Sword? No. Why is that not triggering? Why is he not triggering his thing? Why is his Blossom not triggering? Crystallize. It is crystallizing. Why is he not getting into Freedom Sword? What is going on here? I have a shield, so that is a reaction that he triggered. Did I miss it? Did it trigger and I didn't see it? But he's doing damage. It's not a shield. It's armor.
Miscalculation.
That's so dumb. Right, he's doing damage to the thing. Like he, right? I feel like the thing is taking damage, but I guess it's reacting on the shield, and so it's not. That's just fucking silly, right? Oh my god. Okay, let me get Kazuha. I can swirl it. I know this is pretty annoying. Here, hang on. Again, this game,
Sounds good to me.
making things arbitrarily annoying as fuck for no reason. Why doesn't it work on that armor? Why doesn't it work on that armor? Right, the thing's taking damage. It's taking fucking damage. Okay, let me confirm. 42 damage. Okay, there's a Freedom Sword buff. Literally not critting. Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh my god. Come on! Give me a fucking, like, do I have any crit food? This is so fucking annoying. God. This is like, I need like a dummy. I need like a hit dummy to do this on. It's so annoying. I didn't need like crit food. Do I have any like just plain crit food? I guess I could just use attack food. It does buff crit anyway. It's only 10% though. I want like that 20% crit food. I don't have any. Whatever. 10% is like not gonna be noticeable. It'll be just a waste. Because I'm not gonna worry about the timer on it. The hill trail. The problem with hill trail camps is they all die in one hit. So like, I can't test it on them. Still 42. Oh, I didn't trigger both. That's why. Again, now this enemy's got this stupid fucking aura on it. Alright, what up? That's because he attacked. Right, so what was that, 51? Fucking, oh my god, get a crit. Was it 51? I think it was 51, right? Confirm, was that 51? I think it was 51, right? We're looking at the small number only. 51? 42 with the 51? Okay, so now we're gonna try just, I'm gonna trigger the elegy bow. So I'm gonna trigger the elegy bow, and then, that has the same 20% attack, but the elemental mastery shouldn't do anything. So we're getting the same, it's the same buff, but it's not the normal attack. So, it should be lower than 51. If the normal attack buff does benefit it.
Rally!
Okay, there you got it. It's 44. Okay. Right? Seems like, is that right? It seems like it's benefiting from the normal attack damage from Freedom Sworn. I'm not gonna call that test definitive because I'm way too impatient to confirm I didn't trigger anything else. But it seems like he got the buff from what I could tell. Which, if it does benefit from normal attack damage, that means it scales normal attack damage, which means it should be considered normal attack damage and trigger Yunjin, which would make Physical Official very good with Yunjin. If that's the case. Which seems to be the case. So, that will be interesting to try out. Pretty cool. But the problem with that, again, is that, so Oz would not be on field for it. So you'd be balancing out Oz field time for getting more Yunjin procs out. Which might make sense to do. I stream off my PlayStation 5, so just hit the stream button, basically. It's just like, there's just a share button, and you can just stream right from PS5 once you've linked up an account.
Some in-the-field research?
Ooh, wrong weapon. No, I used Elegy on Goro just for the 20% attack buff. So Elegy has see attack by 20%. I was using Elegy just to balance out the fact that because Freedom Sword, oops, wrong weapon. So Freedom Sword has two effects. It buffs normal attack damage and it increases attack by 20%. Right? So in order to tell if the normal attack bonus was benefiting C1 from Fischl, we needed to try Fischl with the 20% attack minus the normal attack damage bonus. And it seemed to be true that the normal attacks benefited from the normal attack bonus from C1, the C1 from her, the little secondary attack. Seems to be normal attack damage. Does that make sense? The whole point of the Elegy test after was just to control for the 20% attack, because there's two buffs from the Freedom Sword, right? Fischl is look at the joint attack, the C1 from the joint attack. 22% of Fischl's attack. That seems to scale off normal attack damage bonuses. Seems to. So if that counts as normal attacks being done, it might trigger Yunjin's stacks. And it seems to, but who knows? Until she comes out. Won't know for sure. Oh, guys, I gotta tell you, my resources. How many books does it take to level up characters to like level 70, level 80? I mean, I'm gonna be stretched pretty thin. I'm gonna be able to buy some. I'm gonna try to get Yunjin to level 70 and then Shenhe to level 80, if I can. They don't really go very far. Again, just to start with, but like, let's see, characters like level 70. Like, I'm gonna go through 80 books just to get Shenhe from 70 to 80. When I buy the books from the shop, I might have enough. I might end up having to run some of these things tomorrow. But yeah, but for two characters to get like Yunjin to 70 and then what's her face to 80? No characters past 80? I mean, you can clear everything. Everything level 80, it's possible, obviously. You know, my god, like this is how lazy I am. Usually I have like all these characters like level 90. I have level 90 on a lot of characters here. But then like I have level 88 Shinyan, for example, 87 Ayaka. But you know, one of the best characters to get to 90, and with a god mode build, they still haven't gotten him to 90. He'd eat all my books. There's a 92 books. That's half my fucking books. Come on, man. Why is there so much more in books? Just to go 4 levels? I mean, come on. Ugh. I can get to 87. No, I gotta save him. It's so inefficient to get him to like 90 at this point. When I need like Shenhe and Yunjin, it's a much better use of these books, I think. That's like 20 levels of Yunjin right there. What I'll do is I'll get him like to 70, 80, and then eventually I'll get Ito to 90, but I'm gonna wait. Gotta wait a little bit. I think it's good to have a good diverse account. I mean, for me, it's pretty fun to like. It's pretty fun for me to like be able to like swap in and be like, oh, I guess maybe I'll throw in like Shinyan here, or right. Like I can add in like any character at this point, like any of these characters, pretty much from like here up. Any of these characters I can just like slot in. Shinshu, Fischl, Amber. Like a lot of these characters I can just slot in and not have to worry about it. It's pretty great. It's kind of fun to like. It is fun to min-max your characters, and I do that with Jean. But like, my stats did improve slightly since I probably streamed last. I did tweak the build. You'll notice I'm using 2-piece Gladiator, 2-piece Shimenawa. Not an ideal setup. I did swap out the physical. I do now slightly less physical damage, but more animo damage. That's just because my substats are good, right? Like 6 and 28, pretty solid. 13% crit rate, pretty solid. It's okay. What's my crit value from artifacts? It's like, so what do you do for your crit value on your artifacts? Double the crit added to the crit damage, right? So that's 112. So, like 230 crit value from substats alone, right? Because normally you would normally like have a crit weapon on, right? If you had a crit weapon on, I would have insane crit stats, 6211. So because I'm running my preferred hybrid build and the drip, look how good that looks. Whereas compared to, like, let's say my Ito, which has an insane crit build with 91, 204, the artifacts, though, right? It's only 130, 190, so it's, right? So, like, my Jean has, like, 30 crit value more on her artifacts than my Ito does. Despite the fact that, like, my Ito has 91, 204. My Jean artifacts are pretty good. My Jean artifacts are ultimately better than my Ito artifacts. Just have to account for that weapon. Okay, what else am I doing here? These things? Oh my god, man. Why are they always taking shit from me? So what do we think? Do I even have 5 Sakura blooms? That's the real question. I have 5 fucking blooms? Do I have them? Am I gonna go out to farm them? Let's see. I have 22. I'm stacked. Closer than I would have liked. Let me get this commission 3 more times and I'm bankrupt again on these things. Watch me be out of these things. Red One's pretty good, but it's interesting because, like, Ito has pretty good free-to-play options. Well, not options, but, well, if you can get Skyward, that's pretty good. Skyward Prize pretty good. You can craft White Blind, pretty good. And you can, if you Battle Pass, obviously Serpent Spine, really good. So, Red Horn is good, obviously, but it's kind of a niche weapon. So I don't know. I don't think you're that bad off of not getting it, to be honest. I don't think that's the same as losing Homa. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's the same. Oh, for Noah. Yeah, well, okay, that's fair. That's fair. It would be pretty dope on Noel. It's very drippy to use it on Noel. If I see a red horn on Xinyan or Noel, I do admire it. I do admire that dedication for sure. Where is this last map? I did suspect that it was maybe here somewhere, and then like, is it here? I'm looking. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Like these conch shells that are like, they seem to be around the beach, around the water, that glow slightly. And I have 4 of the fragments, and I'm assuming, I guess I need 5. But who knows? 5 is like a standard number of shit to get. I was pretty sad when I didn't have enough with 3. I mean, there's so much ground to cover, like, I don't know, man. I feel like I could be wandering around for hours and not find it. No, you find them, and then there's a chance they give you one of these things. Here. Treasure map fragment. It's a ghost subquest. It's like, you find a ghost and he tells you that his brother hid treasure in a shell or some shit. Can anyone tell me, is there one around here? Is there one around here? Because I know that I haven't gotten one from around here. Otherwise, I gotta go figure out where I got it, where to get it. They are the same item that you did in the Golden Apple event. They're the same, like, it's the same item, but they've repurposed them for this, I think. They look exactly like that if you've done that event. They glow, little blue glow. A couple islands out here, let me try out here. Check these islands out. They're usually on, like, the beach. I don't think there's any not near the water, but possible. Excuse me. I can imagine them putting one out here, but I also can imagine them not putting one out here. I don't think there's one out here. I've been, like, all over this fucking place already. I know there was one here. There was one here. There was one here. That's 2. There was another map fragment in here. I think that's 3. And then there was a 4th one where I had no idea where I got it. But the ghost was, I think, down here. I think the ghost was down here. Yeah. Maybe I'll go back down this way. Yeah, main Barbara. I don't think I'm that dry. I'm not that bored of content. I don't really like Barbara. But, you know, that's an option for sure. I mean, definitely use characters that you like. You can definitely clear Abyss with a DPS Barbara. Definitely doable.
You can't run. Hey. Punishment.
we like lure them into Rosaria's thing? Just stand there, bro. Okay.
Judgment! Go as planned! Ha! Ha!
Yeah, and if you have Barbara on your team, Jean can consistently swirl Hydro with her burst. It's not as good as Bennett Pyro, but if you're trying to swirl Hydro, oh, here's one. This is what I was talking about. See how it's glowing? But it's random, so if you pick it up, you might get like a fish. Or seagrass, apparently. I'm looking for... I don't know if they're in one spot or if they keep regenerating, because I've been by here and I thought I would have found that. But maybe not? Maybe I missed it? I can't tell if I missed it or if they, like, respawn. And if they're, like, random. I don't really understand them too well. All I know is I need one, probably one more. Hopefully one more. If I need like 10, that'll be like very frustrating. But very nice, we found one. Who else are y'all looking at for your like Yunjin and Shenhe teams? I've seen like Zhongli, I think will be actually insane. Like physical Zhongli, I actually think will be very good with Yunjin. Physical Zhongli, I would say throw on Fischl, especially if C6. And then I guess like Rosaria. You have Geo Resonance, you have Yunjin, Zhongli's fast attack speed triggering Yunjin stacks. Zhongli's Geo application will trigger a 4 damage from Fischl, plus her C6. Like, I think it's like a solid team. If you want to main DPS Zhongli, like, I actually think Yunjin with Zhongli, very, very good. And again, I don't think that's going to make him the new Eula for physical damage, but I think it makes him more viable as a main DPS. Which I think it's, again, like, that's the benefit of these characters, the way that they buff. I mean, I think he'll be meta. I think he'll be very good. Like very good. Crescent Pike, for sure. Like, I for real think that, like, that's not... We're not talking, like, DPS Barbara shit. It's, like, an insane amount of burst DPS from him to trigger out, like, 30 stacks, because all of his multi-hits, well, each of his multi-hits will trigger a Yunjin stack. Yeah, though Eula doesn't attack that often. So depending on how you're playing your Eula, if you're mostly using your Eula to do like N4 skill N4, you're only hitting 8 times. That's only 8 out of the 30 stacks of Yunjin. A fast attacker like Zhongli triggering 30 will be a much bigger percentage gain than Eula. Right? Like Zhongli will be doing double damage, whereas Eula might be doing 50% more damage. You know what I'm saying? The percent gain on Zhongli versus Eula is monumentally higher on Zhongli versus Eula. So, like, this is what I'm saying. It's like, it's an equalizer a little bit. Fast attackers are going to get big gains. Normal attackers that can hit multiple enemies can get bigger gains, but you'll use your stacks faster. So, Noelle can see big gains. But, right, like, if you're right, like, she only has 30 stacks. So if you're hitting 3 enemies, she'll be able to trigger it 10 times on each. Healer, Yoimiya. I do wish there were a prototype Amber of every weapon type. Or an artifact set that does it. That would be even better. Like if Maiden Beloved just flat out healed instead of buffing heals, that would be really, really cool. Would be down for that. Hmm. Oh, you mean the Scaramouche theme song? Because it really is Scaramouche. It's a fact. It's canon. I think there was a conch over there. They seem pretty spaced out, but there was one like right over there.
I'll race you there.
Rumor has it Scaramouche is coming into the game next patch. Maybe the one after. It's only a half crackpot. Only half crackpot. Bro. How are they sniping me with that? Was it? Yeah, I think it was maybe it was 26 Scaramouche comes in. The rumor has it. Plug your ears. I don't think this is like. I don't think this is reliable, so it's not really like a leak. I think it's a rumor, but that Scaramouche makes a story return, and that a weekly boss comes in, and it's like Raiden Shogun. So it could be like he hijacks Raiden Shogun or something, like the puppet, you know. Could be that. That was a rumor. I have no idea if it's true. Gotta assume that shit is like all just like some asshole making stuff up.
You can't run.
As one with wind and cloud. Wind strike.
Yeah.
Has it been? I don't really know.
Hey. Let it rain.
One with nature.
You can't run.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense to me. That doesn't seem like where the plot would go, but that would also be why, like, you would make it up, right? Like, someone could make it up because that seems like a logical direction for it to go. So it's like, I don't know, man. Maybe. Maybe. Scaramouche being, like, playable at that point is definitely, like, not gonna happen, right? But, like, I don't know, I can imagine being in the story. I don't know, was that what was debunked? Was that Hugh would be in the story and that the boss would be Raiden Shogun? I just think he'll be playable eventually, just not like soon. I mean, they could always decide not to make him, but it does seem like he is positioned to be in the game as a playable character at some point. That was always the the problem for like people who wanted Senora to be playable, is that if you trusted that if they had the sprite, then they would be playable, and if they didn't, they wouldn't. But then like Senora was always in the game as a monster and not a like character. So that implied that Senora would never be playable, but people still just kind of like held on hope, and then she dies in the story, and then I think that kind of maybe. I mean, always could change, who knows? But like, you know, not looking good for Senora mains. But yeah, they could always add her in though. It's not like you can just take any of that shit as like for sure. You can always add shit in. And you can always cancel a character, right? There's shit in the game that they decide to scrap. They could decide that Scaramouche would be a bad character and they decide not to use him. You know, it's always possible. I mean, isn't Fandango from the like Italian like play that he's from based on? I know Fandango is, but that's because they both reference the same thing. The like Queen song references the same thing that the Scaramouche does in the
Bet you can't keep up with me.
the Fatui names. The Fandango would make sense to be called that, but it wouldn't have to be a reference to the Queen song. They both would be referencing the source material for it, right? But it's almost like too funny now, you almost can't use it. But they did call him Scaramouche despite that already being funny, so I don't know. Who knows? At 27k bunny? What's up? I already got a conch shell right here. It was like right around here somewhere. I already got it, so I don't think there's gonna be another one out here. Maybe it's down below. I found one down on one side, but maybe. Let me try this area again. I should just fucking look it up. C2 Amber. That's hot. That's hot, bro. This is a pro Amber household here. Let me scour. Oh, look at this! Oh, you fucking. Oh, come on, man. How many? How many do I have to find to get the last piece of this thing? We found 2 already. That's pretty good. That means there's probably another one around here, right? Like if I missed that one, I probably missed more.
Get him! Go, Berry Bunny!
Amber's fun because you can just drop the bunny and just keep running around.
Shiver! You can't run!
Bro.
No one escapes my...
You kidding me, bro?
Hear me! Judgment!
The wind knows it.
Nice little stagger, though. Nice little stagger. That's why we love Jean, folks. That's why we love her. I mean, one. Do you think that's all? Is there only one of them over here? I guess it'd be like they've been pretty spaced out. Generally, right? Like if I found the ghost thing over here, It seems like there should be a map fragment down this way somewhere. Assuming they're like fairly evenly spaced out. Unless the one I don't remember I got from here, which I guess is possible. Hmm. What's up, homie?
Bet you can't keep up with me. Hey, go Baron Bunny! Get him! You can't run!
Let's see how Amber does on this field. Oh, we already got his shield done, never mind.
Let it rain! Lights
Never mind. Okay. Have I found one around here? This is where I found one. No, wait, no, I don't think so. Where did I already come over this way? What do you mean? You just want to buff stuff. Like Amber here? So look at my Jean's attack right now is 2381. I do this. Wait. Need to get my bunny to do some damage here. Let me get this. Two lost and no blast buff, 2381. Let me try this again.
Let it rain!
2885, big buff, 500 attack.
Barbados, guide us.
You're gonna get those buffs going. That's all you need. Gotta use your supports.
Go Baron! Go as one! Get him!
4K when she crits on her burst. I mean, she has good AoE.
Hey, go Baron Bunny! Get him!
The wind knows me.
You expect Noelle to do less single target damage, but like more sweeping damage, right? So she'll probably do less damage.
Shiver! No escape!
I don't really know what normal Noelle damage looks like, frankly. I have no idea. I don't really like use Noelle, so I don't really know.
To the wind.
Nope! Barely a wind! Hear me!
That sounds right, yeah. 20k, yeah. If you have Goro, Goro would be a big gain for you. Oh yeah, if your Noelle's not C6, that would be a big difference. C6 is a huge power spike for Oh, that'll be a big difference for you, man. C6 Noel, big difference. Huge difference. Yeah. Just get her C6 when you can, man. She's just on a banner. Oh, maybe she'll be back. Is she coming up again? I can't remember. She usually comes to the shop, and if you see her, pick her up. Get that C6. Prioritize it when you can. Like you could try Yunjin with Noel, but again, like if you're hitting multiple enemies, Yunjin's stacks will burn real quick. There would be a bigger DPS gain for Noel against like a single target. So throwing Yunjin on for like using Noel as the main DPS on a boss could be good if you really want to do that. But yeah. C6 will be the big deal for you. You're gonna like double your damage for C6 probably. Because unless you change your build too, you go full defense, you'll benefit more than attack. Yeah, just that's what mine is built. Mine's but the defense buff from Goro, right, is gonna help. It's gonna help Noelle more when she's C6. Yeah, mine's ER defense healing bonus. Yeah. He doesn't really need that much defense, just the more defense he has is for his healing. Really. He gets a defense damage bonus to his attacks with his passive, but like his damage is negligible anyway, frankly. Let me try just going underground. I found one shell under here, but maybe there's one with a map in it. Hey, if you get C6 Goro, you get that 20 to 40% crit damage buff. I mean, that's always really nice. $10, $20, $40. So if it's just him and Noelle, you get 20%. Pretty big. Pretty noticeable. You'll get them eventually. There's free to play for the new ones. Yeah, there's a lot of free to plays that have C6 of some characters. C6 Goro would be hard for free to play anytime soon, unless you like use all your savings for Ito. But a lot of, C6 Noelle, obviously you can get free to play, right? Yeah, but C6 Goro would be hard. For a few banners. But depends, luck, whatever else. Unless they add him to the shop or something. No shells. I did find one shell over in that corner over there. C6 Bennett is good. C6 Bennett is very good. But not everybody should C6 their Bennett. Anyone who says C6 Bennett is bad is wrong. Anybody who says definitely don't do it is wrong. Also, anybody who says definitely do it also probably wrong. But C6 Bennett is flat out good. I like literally can't use my burst. Sweet.
Go as well. Judgment. Punishment.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my...
Sweet. Thank you for trying to iframe with the burst. Some of these enemies, man, pretty annoying. Alright.
Barbados, guide us.
Not having like a lot of luck finding this last shell though, I'll tell you what. Tell you what, bro. Well, C6 Bennett makes any DPS into a pyro DPS, so that might actually be good for you, actually. It may be good for you to do that, in fact. Like, maybe you should C6 your Bennett, huh?
Go as well. Get him. No escape. Judgment.
Yeah, if you see, like, I just posted a video last night of me getting like 326,000 damage with Jean's burst. The way I did that was getting my third stack of Mist Splitter using Jean with C6 Bennett. Just see, like, if you watch that like little video, the first thing I do before I swap over, so I use Mona's burst with Thrilling Tales, and then I hit with Jean's normal attacks. So I just did a quick slash, did pyro damage, and then I got my third stack with Mist Splitter. So that was like I did like a little, just do one little hit, very quick. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble finding this last conch, bro. You think it could be up here? No, it wouldn't be up. It wouldn't be up here, right? Swear to God, if I found it up here, I'd be so pissed. Okay, no. Alright. Doesn't exist, turns out. It's a lie. I don't think I've been up to these islands. Let me look there. Yep. Just like one like little shell in this entire island is a little bit daunting, I guess. Like I don't think I've checked those islands over there. It's not very thoroughly. Mm-hmm. Can we sit with this guy? Just enjoy the scenery. Leave him alone. It's chill. Look at this chill, dude. What's up, dude? Alright. I'm curious, like, what teams you could make with Yunjin and Shenhe. There's gotta be some that makes sense. Infusing normal attacks. I mean, shit, you could do, like, Chi-Chi. Try to do a Shenhe It's quick timing because the buffs don't last long for either one. But you have 15 seconds. You could definitely do Shenhe, then Yunjin, then Chi-Chi. Or whatever. It can be done. It can be done. I feel like. I was saying Chi-Chi because someone brought up Chi-Chi a couple times today. But any cryo hitter, Ayaka obviously you could do Ayaka, Yunjin, Shenhe, you know. Like you could do I mean, she could just say because she hits fast and someone brought her up. I guess, yeah, Ayaka is an obvious choice because you don't have to use Strong Yun. That's the easiest spot.
Go, go! Shiver! Hey!
Bro, I don't know where this last one is. Holy shit. I see like a little glowing thing. I was like, oh, is that it? It's just like a reflection on a rock. Like going crazy here. Or I'll see like these things, little mushrooms in the distance. It's like, bro, why is it so hard?
I'll race you there.
We'll probably wrap up here in a second here, but I do want to. I'll probably stream tomorrow. I'll stream my polls when this thing goes live. I'll have some amount of resources to start building.
Wind, hear me.
Yunjin. I'll only get Yunjin level like 70 right away, I think. I'll have to get Shenhe to. I gotta go do the boss. The new boss stuff, so that'll be like a little bit slower. Yunjin uses a Wolf Lord boss, so like that can pre-farm a little bit. But unfortunately, Shenhe, I gotta go grind through the story shit, get to the new enemy. Try to knock that out a bunch of times. Oh my god. I'm like never gonna finish this conch quest, dude. Never gonna finish. Well, if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. If you want to spitball more teams with Shenhe, Yunjin. Bro, is that? Oh, I think it's a fish. Damn it, this thing's new. Now I'm really pumped about it. I really love the exploration of this game is definitely like my favorite part. Just like running around the map, just absolutely my favorite part. Looking for chests and stuff. I ran through that shit so fast. Just pop on a podcast, walking around looking for chests and shit. It's my favorite part of the game. Pretty much. Cruising around the Golden Apple Archipelago, it's just vibing. That shit. I'm all about that shit. The music in this game. Hey, what's up, Chris? I'm wrapping up the stream, Chris. So join the Discord if you haven't. We were chatting a lot about Yunjin Shenhe teams. We could pick up that conversation in the Discord. I am very familiar with like Shenhe and Yunjin at this point. So happy to help out. Like thinking through teams. Again, I think a good way to think about this game and like teams in general is like who are the characters you want to use and then how do you maximize them? Like for me, I know I want to use like Shenhe, so I will figure out a way to maximize Shenhe. If you're someone who's like, I main Ganyu, should I pull Shenhe? Right? Then like that's a different conversation. We can have that conversation, you know what I mean? But yeah, just join the Discord, we can chat there. You joined last month? for your account? Yeah, we can take a few minutes. Who do you currently use, and what do you want to... We can start the conversation. If you want to hop in the Discord, we can pick it up there. But we can spend a minute figuring it out. Definitely have fun. I would say definitely don't stress too much about who you main and whatever. Like, I just don't. I don't think the game ever gets so hard that, like, you know what I mean. It never gets to the point where it's so hard that you got to be like, oh, I can't believe I'm maining this character or that character. Like, don't sweat it that much. Would be my one thing. I mean, who do you like right now, Chris? What characters are you using? There's kind of two teams you can run with Kaya. Well, there's actually a couple teams you can run with Kaya. If your main DPS Kaya, though, you want to run either a freeze team or a cryo team. So, prototype Rancor or a Kill of Favonia if you get one. Top tier. I don't have a prototype Rancor at the moment. You can craft it, though. But you can craft the prototype Rancor for physical DPS Kaya. But what I would do is if you have Chong Yun, who's going to be on the banner, so the new banners tomorrow, you should get Chong Yun if you don't have him, and then run Kaya. You can get this weapon from the shop right now, and run how did you get Freedom Sword? You pull for Freedom Sword? A month? You only been playing a month, you already have Freedom Sword? What I would do, I would say Freedom Sword is not great on Kaya, but it is good on, like, Kazuha, if you get him. But if you started a month ago, you don't, right? For the characters, do you know who you could use it on? You could use it on your... So you actually could use it on Animo main character. You could use Animo main character with Kaya and Chong Yun, and trigger Freedom Sword, and use a cryo based main DPS Kaya. So your team would be like Shinshu, Chong Yun, Kaya, Animo main character using Freedom Sword. And that's totally a fine team. Totally a fine team. But yeah, that would be my recommendation for you, is pull Chong Yun if you haven't. Build your full defense main stack. You know, I have been thinking, actually. If you haven't seen my video on it, full EM Yoimiya, it did occur to me that if you have Yunjin, you lose very little damage on Yoimiya comparatively by running her with an EM Sans for vape load damage. So you actually could change your Yoimiya build slightly using Yunjin. You don't want to give up your Pyro and crit for Yunjin because she'll benefit, but because the attack stat will be diluted a lot because of Yunjin's buff to Yoimiya, especially if you're also working with Bennett on the team. If you're using Bennett and Yunjin, I would almost recommend using EM on Yoimiya for more overload damage and then also the vapes that she does do. I think that might actually be good for her AoE damage, I would say. So for Zane, for overload Yoimiya, like, if you think about it, right, Yoimiya's single target damage when you're shooting at 5 enemies is, like, negligible, right? You'd be pew-pew-pewing one at a time. So your whole goal is just elemental mastery. That's the goal. Now, whatever crit stats come second, okay, fine. My Yunjin team is going to be Yoimiya, Yunjin, Goro, and then the fourth slot might be Albedo, or Official, or Xingqiu. Or Beidou. Albedo, Beidou, you'd like... So Albedo, Official, Xingqiu, right, pretty much kind of like swap those around. But I am going to be using a lot of Yoimiya, Goro, and Yunjin together as a kind of a core, I think. But I wouldn't do... I'm doing that because my Goro is a healer and he's C6. I don't recommend that over Bennett for most people. For me, it will work because my Yunjin is going to do more damage, and I like having the like stagger resistance from Goro. I like that his buff follows me around. The heal follows me around. I don't have to stay on it. And then I'll get the Geo Resonance, which I also like for, you know, like just using Crystallize shields that are going to be kind of beefy because of the Elemental Mastery buffs from the Elegy Bow and Geo Resonance. I think there's good team synergy there, and I've already cleared Abyss with a team like this. So for me, I know it works. But Healer Goro, I do not regret getting my C2 Ito, who again I didn't want, but it took C2 to get my Goro. So for me, I am 100% sold on it.
Onwards. We have work to do.
But for most people, I would recommend something that's like Yoimiya, Bennett, Yunjin, and then either Official or Xingqiu, or even like high elemental mass, or sorry, high ER Beidou, so that you can run her solo Electro. It kind of depends, but if you're running single target Yoimiya, you probably want Yoimiya, Xingqiu or Kazuha, Bennett, Yunjin. All those teams are fairly comparable, frankly, with different benefits. It's easy. I think people forget this too. The thing that Yoimiya really struggles with is getting knocked around. Like, you don't want to interrupt your combo a bunch, but also just getting hit really sucks. Am I talking about leaks on stream? I don't give a shit about talking about leaks on stream. I don't care. I don't have a deal with MiHoYo when I can do sue me. And then get my $100 or whatever the fuck. MiHoYo, MiHoYo, if you're listening, eat my ass. I don't give a shit. I can talk leaks. I don't want to spoil spoilers or whatever, but I don't mind talking leaks. I don't care. Posting leaks and stuff like Discord or whatever. I mean, we have a leaks channel in there, but I do try to give a warning if I mention leaks. I'll say, hey, plug your ears or whatever. Talk leaks, but I don't post the stuff and like whatever. Yeah, I'm already giving you sue me. You're just like whatever, you know. I'm already spending money on the fucking game. But I was saying, like, the thing about Goro that I like, that he also gives, in addition to just, like, the defense buff, do not, by the way, overlook this. Yoimiya is very squishy. Defense buff is not just for buffing damage, it is legitimately a defense buff. I want to just point this out, actually. I know I said I was ending the stream. I am ending the stream, but I think a lot of people like assume like maximize your damage. Okay, sure, but if you're getting killed and getting knocked around and shit, like okay, that is a DPS loss. If you have Zhongli, sure, use Zhongli. Okay, fine, use him. But because of corrosion damage, I like using a healer. Right, Zhongli is not going to keep me from dying from corrosion, whereas healer Goro is. So as long as the shields are enough. Okay, let me see how much damage I take with Yoimiya. And then we'll pop Goro's defense buff. What was that, 1245? Yeah, 1245, okay.
Advance!
Oh no, don't die, homie. So 10,000? So 20% less damage, right? That's without the burst. So Goro's buff, if I use his burst, gives another defense buff on top of that. And then there's shields, right? So if your shield is taking 20% less damage, it lasts 20% longer, plus geo-resonance, right? So, like, a lot of these things I think are overlooked, and that makes your Yoimiya way, way, way easier to use because she's not getting fucking killed constantly. And then also, even if I only use just Yunjin and Goro, I still get the increased resistance to interruption. So, yeah. Yeah. So, I really like using Goro and like Geo teams for Yoimiya. It makes her just so much sturdier, right? So if we pop that down, pop Goro down, we got Crystallize already. Did we die? Did he die? Oh shit, we killed him already. Oops. Wait. You know, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's just kind of nice. He's just like little shields are nice. Okay. So that's it. This is my Yoimiya team. We'll see. It'll be good. I'm excited about it. Some of the things that you won't know until they come out. There are limitations to like leaks and stuff. But MiHoYo already officially released like the kits, so like we know what they do. MiHoYo has already said what they do. We know like how the characters work. And then some of the stuff that we've been chatting about, like what will work and what won't work, is speculative based on like assumptions like that Yunjin works like the Cinnabar does, because a lot of the things they put in the game they're analogous to other things in the game. Like there's like a kind of a grand equation for damage, and so you can usually slot in that this works like that kind of damage bonus, this works like that kind of damage bonus. So some of it is kind of extrapolating out. So we've done kind of a combination of that. But yeah. Alright. Sweet. Join the Discord if you haven't. I'll be streaming again when the patch goes live. It always has the chance of going longer, so I'll just say when the patch goes live I'll start the stream. Rather than give it time, I'll just say, if you're hopping on, you want to see what the characters look like before you pull for them. I know all the new content. Not everybody wants to watch it, so do be mindful. I will probably have spoilers on the stream, but I'll probably start with Yunjin first. So if you're curious, should you invest in your Yunjin? You want to see what she looks like at about level 70. I think I'll be able to get her to. We'll do some tests on that. So if you want to put me on in the background and see what your Yunjin is worth maybe investing in, or if you want to wait and see if you pull on that banner, or if you want to decide on pulling her for whatever the Lantern Rite, which I don't think you can do yet. I think that's later on in the patch, but I'll be pulling right away, and then again I'll be building them up as fast as I can. So hop on in, just shoot the shit, see y'all tomorrow. Good luck on your pulls. If you pull, come hang out, we'll chat, shoot the shit. I'll be in Discord the whole time. See ya, folks. Thanks for hanging. Peace out.